Hello, everyone. I'm John. Today, I'll be talking about my project that will be using a virtual pet game to improve health literacy. Studies suggest that 80 million American adults have limited health literacy, meaning they struggle with making decisions that positively impact their health, and this leads to poor long term health outcomes. Lower levels of health literacy leads to higher rates of hospitalization, increased use of emergency care, and a lower rate of preventative healthcare adoption. Things like getting a flu shot, a mammogram, a colonoscopy, or even just regular health checkups. Health literacy is also tied to food decisions. While some people know that the food they eat is unhealthy and struggle due to other factors, many people are simply unaware of the damage caused by certain food choices. My proposal will involve designing an augmented reality app that allows users to care for a virtual avatar similar to virtual pet games. The avatar will be a semi-realistic representation of the user of the app. The participants will feed and provide activities for the avatar to do, and these inputs will provide feedback that shows their effects on the human body. To measure the effectiveness of the app, the health literacy of participants will be tested before and at the conclusion of the study. The app itself will look similar to this AR avatar hanging out in this person's living room. The avatar will be kind of like a virtual pet may have played as a kid. On the right, you'll see a Tamagotchi, one of those keychain pets that you hatch a little monster from an egg, feed, and clean up its waste. If you don't feed or clean up after it, it will die and you have to hatch a new one. The picture on the top right is from Nintendogs, another virtual pet game where you care for more traditional pets, and the bottom right is from a similar pet simulator. The app for my study will operate a lot like these other games, but the difference is that when you feed your pet in my app, it will pop up feedback that will teach the user about the human body and its relationship with specific foods and activities. For example, if you feed your avatar nothing but cookies, it will show you how its organs are damaged from the poor diet. Conversely, the app will show how the body benefits from healthy food and activity choices. Another factor I consider is to avoid having the avatar visibly lose or gain weight, as they are representations of real people, and the goal is not to body shame participants, but rather teach them about the science of nutrition and health decisions. My app is what's referred to as a serious game. A serious game is a game designed without entertainment as its primary function. While serious games can be fun, SGs are usually used for training, education, science and research, and even work. And they have been found to increase learning motivation, engagement, and efficiency. Here you'll see some of the differences between entertainment games and serious games. According to this chart, my game does not perfectly meet all the criteria, but it does lean heavily to the serious game side. Going down the chart, my game is not necessarily focused on problem solving and does invite the user to have a rich experience. It does still require tasks to be completed. Next, the focus is on teaching rather than to have fun. The game is somewhat a body simulator, but otherwise does not necessarily meet the criteria. As for communication, the game will provide non-perfect communication, meaning that the user will not be guided along a story or linear series of tasks. This is not a curated experience, it is one that the user will dictate with their actions, and there is no right or wrong way to do it. Here you'll see some examples of other serious games, like Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is a realistic aircraft simulation game, and it's used for training and skill building, and some people just play for fun. Foldit is a game where users have this virtual protein that they fold, and then this helps researchers find different structures that they can use in their research to help further what they're doing. In 2011, Foldit players helped decipher the crystal structure of a retroviral protease from a virus that's similar to HIV. Then you have IBM City 1, which is a city building game that shows players the challenges of city planning and design. Designing an effective serious game requires appropriate metrics, analytics tools, and techniques for in-game user assessment. The complexity of participants as human beings also needs to be factored in when designing the study. This sounds obvious, but designing a cool app and expecting educational results is a pitfall that needs to be addressed. Next up, we'll look at Proteus effect and doppelgangers. In 2007, researchers Nick Yee and Jeremy Beilenson coined the term the Proteus effect. The Proteus effect suggests people's behaviors and attitudes can be influenced by digital avatars and their behavior. In 2009, Beilenson, along with Jesse Fox and Joseph Binney, conducted a study where participants watched virtual avatars eat healthy and unhealthy foods and watched the effect on the avatar's body. They found that the participants' real-life food choices were influenced by the virtual experience in the following study. Here you will see actual images of the avatar used in the study. When the top avatar chooses to eat the carrots, its body becomes noticeably slimmer. In the bottom, the avatar eats candy and the body increases in size. The study showed that after the participants witnessed the virtual behavior, they were more self-conscious of their food decision in the immediate following stages of the study. The study will focus on high school-age participants who own or have full-time access to a smartphone or tablet. While there is much debate about the term digital native, which refers to young individuals who have had access to the internet and digital technologies from an early age, the participants of the study will be part of the digital native generation, with the understanding that they will not require training in how to use a smart device. Familiarity with mobile augmented reality technology will help speed along the learning process that the app is designed for. Participants will be recruited through their school via email and flyers distributed in classrooms. Once signed up, participants will be invited to an in-person session where they will take a test to measure their level of health literacy. Then, participants will be divided into two groups. One will be assigned a smartphone app that will have the AR virtual pet, the other will be the control group. Those selected for the app group will also watch a demonstration explaining how it works and will be allowed to install the app on their devices. They will then be afforded any questions they have regarding the use of the app. The session will conclude with a short survey about their familiarity with augmented reality systems and concepts. The session will be 45 to 60 minutes long. The app group participants will be asked to interact with the app for at least 30 minutes a day for 30 days. The app will keep track of user data, such as how long the participants interacted with their avatars, what kind and how much food they were fed, and how much exercise they were given. At the end of the 30 days, all participants, including the control group, will be giving another health literacy measurement test and a survey to see what they thought about the app. The test results will be compared between the app group and the control group. All participant data will be kept anonymous and confidential. No identifying information will need to be collected for records. As for expected results and significance, the app user group is expected to outperform the control group due to the educational nature of the app. If the app users do perform better, then that suggests that the health literacy can be improved through augmented reality applications and opens the possibility of further research. Some limitations to consider. Research suggests that virtual reality is considerably more effective in producing a Proteus effect. Ideally, subjects would span a wider range, but for the sake of the time, the most feasible age range is 14 to 18, as these individuals will require the least amount of instruction in how to use the app. The length of the study is also a limitation, but budget and time constraints are a real factor. The AR functionality of the app is simply for practicality, in that most people already own the technology to use this kind of application compared to more expensive VR rigs. Thanks for watching, everyone.